Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl Deyes, and I'm back for another video. So, I was asked by a couple people to do this, but I figured what I would do is I would switch it up a little bit, and I want to make it a challenge for all of my YouTube family. So, without further ado, let's get into the video because I think you guys are gonna be interested with my response. Maybe not. And I would be interested in y'all response as well. So let's get into the video. All right, you guys. So this challenge is a story time from when you grew up. I'm not going to ask you to get personal. You do not have to. This is just basically trying to get to know our YouTube family better than just asking questions back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to start mine off. My name is Deyes, aka my real name is Ann, A-N-N. I was born in Pennsylvania. My major city is Pittsburgh. I'm not that far from Pittsburgh. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I do have older children. That's all I'm going to say. Growing up, to me, like, if I was to compare from now growing up to then growing up, it's a big difference. Not just saying because of the pandemic, but just everything that people have to go through now raising their children. Growing up then seemed like a piece of cake. And I'm going to get into a little bit of the differences, but like when I was growing up, I'll start from school age. Okay, we were excited to go to school. Whenever I did my kindergarten through 5th grade, we had recess throughout the day. That was behind the school. It had like basketball hoops. It had, hula hoops. It had like tiny little car things that you'd ride around in. And we just had so much fun. We were kids. We were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere around there. So it was so, like, it was beautiful. Like, it was so nice being a kid because you were just so carefree. Okay, so then I'm going to jump a little bit forward to middle school. Now, back then when I went to school, we had 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay, at a different school. And our school was called Woodlawn. And the schools were all right by each other, right down the street from each other. Like, there was one school that was at the end of the main street there. And then there was the high school, and then like 2 or 3 streets down was our middle school. So going into middle school, I started being able to walk to school with my friends. See, there was probably about, I would say 4 or 5 of us that lived in the same area, because I grew up in we called it Munhall Projects, but it was Munhall Homestead Housing Association. It's just a fancier name. But there was like 4 or 5 of us that grew up in that area. So we all just walked to school together. I apologize. Give me a second, guys. All right, you guys, I apologize. My food was going off. Okay, so I was able to walk to school then. And you figure 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you were, just becoming a teenager or you were a teenager. So you were able to do more things than you were when you were in elementary. So we would walk to school. The only thing that was bad was, like, and now I'm going to start comparing, because the only thing that was bad was hold on. Sorry, guys. Went in there to check my food and didn't restart the timer. Okay, so the only thing that was bad, this is where I'm going to start comparing. The only thing that was bad with our days and nowadays is if anybody can, agree with me on this, or, you went through this, just let me know. We had snow. Okay, where I live at, we got a lot of snow. And I remember back in, I believe it was 93, and this is when I was in high school, but back in 93, we had, it was called Snowmageddon. Like, literally, like, if you looked out my front door on my porch, our screen door, from the bottom of the screen door, say, here's the top of the screen door, here's the bottom of the screen door. I'm just going to scale the size because I can't do it live in person. But, say that's my screen door, okay? That's the size of my screen door. The snow was up to here. You couldn't open up the screen door at all. Like, you couldn't get out. If you were out and it snowed and you tried to get in, you would have to shovel everything. So, of course, us as younger teenagers, we were like, yeah, like, let's go. We're going, sled riding and everything. Only bad thing is we had to walk to school in it. See, the difference between then and now is now there's a dusting. It's like, oh, all schools are going remote. They're all going to the online learning today. School's closed. Like, really? And I would tell, like, my kids, whenever I was in school, like, we had to walk to school in that. Like, you guys have it so good because you don't have to walk in that. It'd be this much, and they close the schools. Or they give a 2-hour delay. If it's not that bad, they'll give a 2-hour delay. So anyway, the thing I remember most about my middle school days were the dances that we had. We had so much fun going to the dances, our Halloween dances. We got to dress up, and, I had my little clique that I hung out with every time that we would go to the dances, and, like, throughout school and everything like that. But I'm not going to give their government names, but them was my girls. We had, like, so much fun, and that was even going into, like, our high school days, that we still stuck close together. So jumping to high school. High school is kind of where it got real. It kind of got more, like, intense, more serious, because you knew that, your future depended on what you were doing from 9th to 12th grade. Not as much 9th grade, but, like, you still had to focus on your work. You had to focus on your school. And yeah, there was people that were just like, I don't care, whatever it is, what it is, I'm not going to college, but at that time it was just kind of like, dang, like, I want to do something with my life. So, like, I have to get good grades. Plus, our parents, like, were so strict, and they were just like, you better get, and if I had, like, a bad grade, and they knew that, like, I was trying, my best or whatever, they were just, like, okay, you tried your best, but, you could do better, so that. We had dances in high school, too, as well. 12th grade, I think, became the realest, because, it was our last year. And, when I was in 11th and 12th grade, it was powder puff football. It was the girls' football. I played that. Of course, we won both years. But anyway, so 12th grade became really real. Only because, like, that was the end. After that, it was no easy street. It was, some people were working already in high school. Me, I it's not that I chose to wait only because I didn't want to have to try to worry about school and my job. I wanted to put all my focus on my school, and then after that, do whatever I was doing. So 12th grade was really real. It was really real. Once, April and May came, and, we, were getting our caps and gowns, and we were getting fitted for them. And, like everybody was making, we were making dates on, when the ceremony was, and, if anybody was having a graduation party then, when we were having it, we were starting to really plan. And, you sat back and you're just like, wow, like, I kind of wish that it didn't end, even though I do, but, ooh, thinking back now, you think about things that you would have done a lot different than you did do. So I do, in some ways, I do wish I can start like my high school years over and just repeat, but then I wouldn't have the life that I have now, and I'm happy, I'm blessed for that. So, it is what it is. Things happen, time, went on. They did have a reunion, and I thought about going to it, but then I'm just like, I don't talk to really none of the people that I graduated with. There might be maybe like, I could probably count on one hand that I actually talk to from high school. Not like go out and have fun with, but I talk to them. I count on my hand. So, we were always taught that, which going through what I went through, we were all, we learned that, the real people, I'm not even going to say friends because you're older now. But the people that you really, really bond with, that you really grow with, are the people after high school. There is people that you do start friends with when we were younger. And I have a couple that I grew up with from a very, very young age. And I still talk to them. So shout out to them. But other than that, like, you meet people at work, you meet people in college. Now don't yell at me, guys. I did go to college, but it just wasn't for me. Apologize. See, my voice changed on that one. It just wasn't for me. Every path that somebody takes is not for, like, my path is not for everybody else. Just college is not for everybody. And it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad if you don't go to college. I don't know why, guys, my phone just glitched, but it's not bad not going to college. If you want to further your education and be something specific, of course, college is for you. I just wanted to work, have a car, and that was it. So that is my story time. I hope everybody liked it. Mine wasn't intense. I could just say that growing up, now here's where I'm really going to compare. Growing up in my days opposed to growing up in these days now that these kids are growing up in. We didn't have this. We didn't have PlayStation 5s, PlayStation 4s, Xboxes, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever other, Facebook, and all them social media. We didn't have none of that. We had floppy disks in school. We had the Oregon Trail, which, guys, I love it. To this day, I will play that. We had outside. Okay, our parents didn't go for that I'm going to sit in here and I'm not going to do anything. A big difference between now and then, because we didn't have them cell phones and them social media sites and them video games. Like, we had Nintendo, Atari, Sega, like, as we got older. But we weren't allowed to just sit on it all day. They're like, nope, bye, see ya, outside. But see, we didn't care. There was a few kids that were just like, oh, I don't want it. Outside, bye. And the thing I remember the most is getting in trouble when you're younger sucks. Because they made you, now I don't know if anybody else's parents did this, but they made you sit at the window where your friends were playing and watch them play. It was torture to sit there and watch your friends playing outside, and it's beautiful outside, and you're sitting in the house. And you're like this on the windowsill. See, that sad stuff didn't work. Like, you're just like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. Okay, I know you won't, because you're going to sit here. Like, ugh. And, you know, and another thing is the good thing about being able to do this story time is because now when I look back on the things that my parents did and said were to get me ready for the real world. You know, being responsible, you know, doing, back then it was called chores. Now it's just called, you know, you got to do it. It's just housework. But back then they taught us, hey, you know, you're going to do chores. You're going to do the dishes. You're going to do the laundry. You're going to take the garbage out. Or you're going to do this or this. Because they knew that eventually we were going to have our own place. And we needed to know things like this. We needed to get taught. And, you know, you can kind of tell, and I'm not going to name any names, but you could kind of tell whose parents did that and whose parents didn't by the way that they are. If you're lazy now, you didn't do nothing back then. And if you don't do nothing now, you didn't do nothing back then. It's just the way it is. And it's not knocking anybody, but, you know, that's why you have to teach your child at a young age to be responsible, to do things. And you're not slaving them to do chores. You're not sitting there saying, okay, well, you do everything and I'm going to just sit here. You're teaching them. So, like, if you tell your child, okay, it's time to do the dishes, you know, these kids nowadays will be like, well, I didn't do that. I didn't put them dishes in there. Doesn't matter. I didn't wear your clothes. But yet I'm still doing laundry. So, it's clean up no matter what. Because whenever you get your own place, you're going to have to do that. So anyway, I didn't mean to steer off the subject, but yes, this is my story time with Deyes. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am challenging all of my YouTube family and friends. I'm just going to name a few. Dame Reacts, Trey 57 Productions, TNT Life, Mark Offend, Ariana Mish, Developing Mind, Big Bay Day, Shay Baby, Queen Key 83, Miss Queen in the Building, Nicole the Pisces Queen, and everybody else. I just named some of the ones that I think will do it. If you don't do it, that's fine, not a big deal. But it's just a challenge just to get to know each and every one of us a little bit better. So if you guys are not subscribed to all the people that I did put in the description below, make sure you go subscribe to their channel. But this challenge is on. It is Tuesday, February 21st. So I'm hoping to at least get a couple of them today. It is still a little bit early. Hopefully I'll be able to get some of them today. If not, stay tuned. Look out for them. Like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And comment below and let me know what you guys think of the video. If you guys enjoyed it. If you want to know anything else different that I may have missed in the video. Let me know that. Alright, you guys, hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for sitting here with Storytime with Deyes. I love you. Mwah. Oh, and before I go, there was a couple other people that I forgot to add to the Storytime list. It's Cameron Dior and Neek and Cam. If you guys can do the Storytime as well, I would appreciate it. All right, you guys, I'm out. Mwah.